my dear Leos. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of August 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So, we are soon entering into Leo season, so happy birthday to all Leos out there. And I will read for the signs in order of birthdays from now on, except for the bonus readings that I will be performing in the order of most liked videos. The order will be based on the general readings, like how many likes the general readings. I will do the bonus readings in the order of that. And as always, they apply to your sun, moon, rising sign, and Venus, Vedic or tropical astrology. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. You can also get more information from the bonus reading from July or the general readings for July. If you have more specific questions about your situation, you can check out the pick a card readings on the first page of my channel. Click my little Queen of Cups icon and scroll down the wall on the first page. There you will see different readings that will clarify your situation. Choose the one that's most intriguing to you and you will find the answer you need. Maybe not always the answer you want, but the one you need. You can also order a personal reading. Go to the About section on my channel to the right and all the information you need can be sought out there. For this reading, I will use the 78 Tarot Mythical Tarot of Legendary. It's done by Global Art Collaboration, so it's 81, I think, or 83 something artists that is collaborating to make this wonderful deck. So I will start shuffling your cards. And when I open your deck here, my lovely Leos, I see the King of Cups together with Three of Swords. So it might be that you have heartbroken some Scorpio, Pisces or Cancer. This is usually Scorpio, but mostly it shows that you are on a healing path. This King of Cups is a person of Zen, of Tao. So now one can touch a person that's healed, that has healed. And here we see with the Three of Swords that you are in need of healing. So when you get upset about things, when you get dramatic, when you get angry, it's usually because you have a wound that's not healed. And now it's time to look at this and heal those wounds. For some of you, you can of course also be in a situation with a water sign or a person that you love with your heart. This is a man of heart, and you can be in a situation that has been backstabbing or betraying in some way, and it might be that you have a little bit hard time to get over it, but when you have, you will heal. You will also heal the wound that have come before this, because usually we have an original wound, and then this wound is triggered again and again and again until we heal it. So this is a perfect time for you to be able to heal this wound of yours. I feel this is very wise presence. It's very grounded, even though it's a King of Cups and his relationships there is flying high in the sky. So I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Hangman with the Three of Swords. So it seems like this won't come for free, this releasing of pain. You actually need to go straight through the pain and feel it and go through uncomfortable, small little situation that triggers your drama and karma and trauma. So the Hangman is very sweet, but it is also a situation where we need to sacrifice a lot of things. Sometimes our ego, sometimes our face that we have built up to seem brave. Sometimes we need to sacrifice habits, survival skills, things that we do to survive an uncomfortable situation. So we need to look at what we are doing and see if there's something we can not change, but we can open up new doors, like free ourselves even more. If we have a go-to action, for example, flee the scene, maybe now we can sacrifice this survival skill and not flee the scene, but actually try to figure it out. What am I supposed to do in this situation? So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have a 6 of swords with the 3 of swords. So again, it shows that you are on this journey where you are to heal yourself and actually become enlightened, which both the 6 of swords and the Hangman is indicating. And you are taking people with you. And for some of you, it's actually these people that hurt you in the first place, but you learn something from them. And in this case, you're still together. But for others, you will kind of split from certain people when you get more and more awake and you see your situation for what it is. You will realize, okay, I don't want to put myself through this pain anymore. And then you leave with the people that actually doesn't inflict that much pain with you. So it's also like this. Sometimes when things hurt, you're not supposed to stay and, you know, wallow in it, but actually, okay, so this hurts too much. I will move on. So 6 elements, and here we have the Star card together with the 6 of Swords. So you're working very closely together with the divine on this to actually have a union between your head and your heart, air and water, so that you can fulfill your life's mission, which seems to be to have a very clear head. And to have a very clear head, we need to clear out our thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You also need to digest your feelings and stay with your feelings. The thoughts in the first chapter of this book, with the thoughts, you write them down. Also, the most gruesome thoughts, you just get overview of what you are really thinking about yourself and others, and how you torment yourself, and also get clarity about situations. Maybe you see that you don't feel loved in a certain situation, and maybe it's time to move on from this. The Hangman is kind of indicating an unwillingness to move on, but here the divine is helping you to move on in these situations. And on the next level, you don't want to think because the thoughts are causing a lot of pain in your bodily system. So you actually want to clear your mind from thoughts. And to do that, you can stay with your feelings wherever it hurts. If you have think on a lot of things that was upsetting to you, you can stay with those upset feelings, and that is bringing your light of attention to them so that your wounds may heal. And you can also do my dealing with pain video. That's on my first page further down on my channel. There's a lot of good other videos out there on YouTube as well with how to deal with this, how to stay with your pain and release the trauma. And eventually you will be like an empty space where your soul can come to expression instead. The vast blue sky that is you, or the great sun, and that's the King of Cups that we saw in the beginning, when you have become wherever you go, there you are. Now you are cleaned your inner space. So the inner space is like paradise, and you don't have gruesome thoughts or sad stories, or you don't overreact to people's actions, and become a more wise person, ready to take on life in its fullest. Yeah, King of Cups. That's what we seek for here, Leos. Okay, so it's done. So I will just tune in for a few seconds here to you and the energy of August for you. So we can also note that the Hangman is number 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. We have the 3 of Swords. So you can release your 3 of Swords pain through the Hangman, where you stay with the uncomfortable things instead of trying to escape them, or stay with the decisions that need to be made instead of postponing them, and just staying in that state of, it can be boredom, it can be utter depression, it can be very enlightened meditation or mindfulness as well. It depends on where you're at with your resistance, because resistance causes more pain And when you stay with these things, you kind of don't resist them anymore, but there's a lot of resistance and a momentum of resisting that's going to have to be dissolved. And this eventually would lead to the Six of Swords, where you are able to move on into your new beautiful future instead of staying in these old painful patterns. Okay, so this will be your future. There. And this is your now, and this is your past. And in the past here we have a 10 of Cups, very beautifully, with a Knight of Pentacles and a Strength card. So it might be that you have been involved with an earth sign or someone that was a little bit slow moving, maybe. And in this case, I think they might have also tried to manipulate the situation you were in. But your strength and your boundaries did something here that seems very liberating. This is the Victory card, Emperor, Strength, which is Leo. This is Aries, and you also have the World card there. So I think you have been accomplishing something with a person that in this situation might have acted like they didn't know as much as you do. It was their role. It doesn't mean that their soul is inferior in some way. It just means that in this situation, they were kind of the problem a little bit. And you learned from this, but you also love this person. It can be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or any person that was slow and very careful, didn't want to risk themselves in a situation, and maybe wanted to have control and might have been acted with a certain amount of manipulation. And this is your now, and here we have a 2 of Swords. So 2 of Swords, 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups. It's something that you want to do, but it's like a temptation. But whatever it is, it's probably not good for you. It's a situation where you might be thrown back to a person that have a hard time showing their emotion towards you. So it's tempting, but it's like, I know this is another story. You can see the mushrooms here, but I hadn't read this far in the book. But for me, it resembles the Hansel and Gretel situation, where you are tempted to go to this little cabin here, but the warning signs are significant. You want to have your needs met, and you think that this person will fulfill your needs. It might be, this is Libra, this is Gemini, might be an Aquarius as well. Here, Gemini again, and this is you. So it's a situation where you have a certain pattern in you to maybe seek out love from people that really can't love you. They are closed off. And it's very tempting, and you think that this will fulfill your needs, but it won't. You can't get love from a stone, okay? And this is your future. And here we have the Queen of Pentacles, beautiful, with the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, okay, so I think that it might be that some person or a situation similar to what you have had in the past will reappear with the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Hermit here, Vampire Hermit, and there's the King of Pentacles. So these are like a married couple, but this person is again very careful with themselves, don't really live their life fully. And I think you have taken over the King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles kind of thing now. This is you, both of these. So you're both smart and objective and can see the situation true and true. You're not blinded by your needs or your wants or what you hope the situation would be. You can see things very clearly. And in the same time, you can be very loving, both towards yourself and towards others. So this is a real grown-up energy, which I'm feeling here, where you can be both seeing the truth and telling the truth to a person, but also take care of the aftermath of you telling the truth. So, for example, we can have people that's like this. They are very penetrating with what they say. They can say, well, you are a liar. And that can feel very hurtful if someone tells you that. And you can become very angry and you can say, how do you mean? How am I a liar? well, and they point this out to you, and you know in your heart it's true, and then they take care of this and help you with this and kind of show you how to deal with this and how to heal yourself from this. So this is a little bit what I'm seeing. I don't expect you to go around and, you know, point out all people's shadows, but you will have the ability to do so, and to also take care of these people when you have told them the truth. So almost like a judge, but with a nice prison that's not a prison, but actually more like a facility where we heal through love, unconditional love, and someone showing the way very maturely towards what we need to do to help ourselves. So it might be that you will learn so much from this, what you are going through, that you will be able to help others in a very clear way, clear-minded way, but also in a way that's very loving and supporting. And also with people that has no or little contact with life or their own emotions, or don't let people in. So these people, they are like a closed book, but you will be able to read them anyways. I don't know exactly why, but that's what I saw. So this is your past, and we have a King of Cups here. So many of you will be dealing with a water sign, but it also shows, as I said, your healing path. I have already forgotten what's here. Yeah, 10 of Cups, King of Cups. So there seems to be a very significant love story going on here as well. It might be that you have a very big unconditional love for people in general, and this is going to be purified until you're also able not to be only in love and want love from other people and just want love and no conflicts and all these kind of things. But here you become more clear, so you're able to take on conflicts and deal with conflicts in a very adult way, so you don't have to avoid these unpleasant situations anymore. Before, if you were a little bit more empathic and fragile, you might have avoided war and just wanted peace, which easily makes us into codependence, because the other person knows we want peace, and they can be rather destructive, and you will try to save the situation all the time. Okay, and here we have a Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles is a situation where we sacrifice ourselves for others. So this was also needed in this situation, that you showed unconditional love and you sacrificed yourself and even bled for other people. And it's not that they were evil and you were not a victim. You just knew a little bit more than them in this situation, and you could show them the way by bleeding a little bit for them. I'm not saying that you're Jesus, but it's a little bit in his essence. Okay, and here we have a Nine of Pentacles. So you could do this because you had so great self-esteem, you were so grounded, and you kind of loved yourself probably more than what your counterpart did. So you were able to make sacrifice and be the bigger person, and show the way, and also show a good example of how to live one's life in a way that was very elevated. So you were a strong person. You had a strong foundation from which you could guide other people. This is Nine of Pentacles is Virgo, so this is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy here, showing your groundedness. Might also be that you're dealing with a person like this. It can always go in the other way, and it's so totally unique for everyone. So you can't say, well, it was in the other way, Queen of Cups. No, it was for you. It was in the other way, but not for everyone. So, and here we have a Page of Wands. So you were very enthusiastic with this, and probably thought and felt that this was going to be the solution to the problem. It would have been easy if it were like that, if you could just show this unconditional love, and they will get it, and they will walk with you, and they wouldn't ever have to be any war or disharmony. They would just see from your good example and follow you. That would have been amazing, but I guess it was probably not what happened. Seven of Wands. No, the war came, and some of you is dealing with Earth individual, maybe Taurus, or someone with Taurus or Capricorn, Virgo in their chart. And it was like they didn't see your love. They didn't see your unconditional giving and how you bled for them. So it was actually like they hurt you even more. They came at you with all their different weapons. So you had to show yourself strong and fierce and stand up for yourself. This is Leo in March, so the warrior energy. You wanted to not have the war, but the divine says, yeah, go to war. It's a good thing. It will help you. You will grow. So you wanted the love, but what you got was war, and it was not implicated by you. It was you, not you, putting the war into place here. It was necessary for you to fight back, is what I'm feeling. That you had to fight back someone maybe acting malicious towards you, manipulating you, when you were only sweet and self-sacrificing. This rabbit is actually jumping into the soup to be cooked for this person standing here and waiting for a meal. And you did this deliberately. You did it out of the goodness of your heart, out of the love for this person. And they still just probably stole even more of you. Now they have eaten your body. They also want something else. So, okay. So the war came, or at least you standing on the barricades and saying no came. So maybe you said, no, I'm not allowing you to eat on me anymore. So this needs to change. And that made the other person pretty upset with you because they were used to having you as soup and as their meal every day. So it might be that many of you have been told, like, to hell with you, or I'm not going to. Okay, so if you are like that, I'm not going to engage with you anymore, because you put a boundary and you asked for some kind of equality, probably some kind of equalness. And this person here wasn't ready for that, because they have a certain unworthiness in them, like they feel unworthy, they are not lovable, and they needed the excessive unconditional love to feel a teeny bit loved, or a teeny little bit safe. And they needed much of it. They needed to be put on a pedestal. They needed to be worshipped. They needed to be adored. They needed to be the most beautiful girl in the world, or the most handsome boy ever been seen on the face, walking on the face of the earth. They needed to be celebrated, maybe not only by you, by other people as well. So you were not important. How they could be celebrated was important. And when you stopped celebrating them, they were just like, well, there's other out there that can love me instead of you. So they felt that you stopped loving them, or that you didn't put them on the pedestal anymore. So they were really upset with you. So this is how they felt. And probably you too, because you had the best intentions here. Just wanted, okay, so now when I have given you this unconditional love and taught you about how love can be, maybe we can have this like a two-way street. And no, we couldn't, okay. And here we have a 7 of Pentacles. So this is how you were rewarded for all your love. It became like a desert, okay. And you feel like you had to put boundaries to what you were giving. So you couldn't be the field for them to take their harvest anymore. You said, no, if I'm to be the field for you, there needs to be some fertilizer at least. Now this land is dried out. I gave you my everything. I gave you my body, and nothing is left for you to take here. And you have put a lot of work into this situation, a lot of love, a lot of effort. And it feels that there's no paying back. You just gave and was left with a barren land. You might have felt very low on your energies, or very like, okay, so what was the use on putting in all this energy into this situation? It didn't pan out to anything. I put all my eggs in this basket. I loved unconditionally. I gave my all, and I'm left with nothing. But at least you are going through these spiritual challenges of grounding yourself, taking care of yourself, putting boundaries to what you give out, and also having a lot of patience, and also being able to, stand up for yourself. When you feel like, okay, so now I've given my all, the person has a foundation to stand on, they know my love now. Now it's time for them to grow enough to give love back. So you were able to say this with these. So spiritual challenges are always difficult, but they always give us some new tool for our life. So now you're able to go to war and stand up for yourself regardless of the consequences. And the consequences was, unfortunately, this dried out land. You weren't able to get anything back of what you had been given. And here we have a Two of Cups comes underneath the Nine of Pentacles. So I think you can feel love for this person anyways. And if you can't, this is the next step for you to work on. Love the person even if they couldn't love you back. You can love them on a distance or still close. You don't have to become angry or bitter because you have your self-esteem still intact. You know, you are this person of Tao, person of Zen that, you know, can't be touched, because even they did this to you, you still have your love, you still have your self-love, your self-respect, even more so now when you were able to go through these spiritual challenges. So I think you still love the person, and the more you can, every time you think of this person, feel love, but not an anxious, I need you, I want you. Just send them love and focus on something else, because we don't want you in an anxious state of craving. I think we saw it somewhere here. Yeah, the Nine of Cups with the Three of Wands. Here you're almost ready to make any compromise to, you know, not be in the desert to get the person back, but they are still in this cold demeanor, so there's not much to pick up from them. I think there's still a love between you. However, Six of Pentacles is connected to the Lover's card, and this is the Two of Cups, which is the minor arcana Lover's card. You also had a Ten of Cups, which is not a love that easily go away. It's usually the people we love for the rest of our lives. And with siblings and parents and friends, it can be easier, because we can be apart from them for months or years and come back, and it's normal. We are still the ones we were. But when it comes to romantic relationships, it's like time is so slow. So people that's in love can have a hard time going hours without each other, or 2 days apart can be too much. So here you had to practice to actually put this person, if this was a love situation, you had to put them in a more sensible love department. Instead of, I'm hysterically, madly in love with you and my love is blind. Now your love isn't blind, or it's probably is still, but I want you to have a less blind love. And you have seen certain things with this situation that wasn't good. You were able to stand up for yourself. You were able to do the sacrifices and go out into the desert. And you can still love this person, but love them as you would a brother or a sister, or a parent that you have, you have worked through with them, so you don't have an umbilical cord going back, and you're not trying to make them proud or jumping through hoops for them. So these kind of relationships where you are cool and calm, and you know that the person is equally loving towards you. So it's probably not the case here. You're probably a little bit on the edge towards one another, because this person is crossed with you for you not continuously giving off your everything, and you are a little bit crossed with them for not fulfilling your needs as well. You feel like they are selfish. But here, if you can, many of you needs to do the work with Byron Katie to kind of let go of this story that you have. So instead of saying they were so gruesome towards me, they never loved me, you can drop this story. Know that they did love you, but they had a crappy self-esteem and they were selfish, so they couldn't show it. And you can just have this adult sense of love that's not hysterical, I'm madly in love with you love, but grown up love. So you can just send them love and like, yeah, I know they love me, they couldn't show it, it's fine, cool yourself down, calm yourself down, get into balance. Two of Cups. When we are in balance, we will also meet other balanced people. When we go around and say, oh, it was such a bad story, they did this to me, it was horrific, they were totally unfair, then we create more of the same. We will get more people coming in and doing the same thing. But if you can now be in balance and love yourself and work with the anxiety of of being in love. We can be in love with a friend or a parent in this way, also have this kind of craving. And then we need to compare it to relationships where we don't have the same craving. Usually we don't have the same craving towards people giving us something back. When it's equal, we don't have the craving. But when someone stole something from us and we're never able to fulfill our needs, there were always like a bargain going on. We will be low on our energy, and we will feel like, I need that person to fix this for me. So we are usually more eager to fix a situation with someone, or put in effort into a situation with someone that doesn't put the effort in the situation with you. Then, and relationships where people are putting in the effort, those you might be taken for granted. So you need to look at yourself in this situation. Again, Byron Katie's the work is wonderful for these purposes. You can check out her website, and there's instructions how to do this, and also the work, the sheet, you can write it, you can print it out. And here we have Justice, so it kind of just says what I just told you, that there's unfairness in this relationship, and the more unfair it is, the more heavy your heart will weigh, and the more you will crave this person. But if you can be your heart can be light as a feather, if you can let go of the resentment towards this person, and let go of all your impossible demands on this person, that they should love you in the way that they were never able to love you, that they should have been fair when they were not able to be fair. They shouldn't have been so selfish when all they were was being selfish. You can't change. If you are a selfish person, you can't change just because someone else wants you to change. It takes years. It takes decades. It can take lifetimes. So you need to accept whatever was, and kind of give yourself justice by putting yourself into harmony and balance, even though you ended up with nothing here in the desert. So it's fine. To be in the desert is fine. We have many characters in the Bible that was in the desert for 40 years to figure things out. So you can spend some time here and figure things out that will be good for you. And it's like a vacation where you become grown up and put everything into balance. And here we have Judgment, so both Justice and Judgment. So I really feel that you will be able to do this work to let go of resentment and feel love towards the person, because that is also self-love. When you admit to them loving you, even though they couldn't show it, you admit to you loving you as well. So let go of resentment, let go of bitterness. If you need to remember that you're angry with the person, to not let them back, because we can have very low boundaries, even if we have worked with the Seven of Wands. Write it up somewhere. You can use the song New Rules by Dua Lipa, which I hear right now, New Rules. So you can print it out and put it on the door, maybe, or on your phone as a background. So you will remember that you are not supposed to be lenient and let them in. You don't have to be angry for that. You don't have to be bitter. You don't have to be resentful. You can be a very grown-up person, and you can do what needs to be done. We have both the Lovers, Two of Cups here, and Justice and Judgment. So I'm pretty sure someone, maybe water or an earth sign or another fire sign. We have air also, so all of this, but we have Scorpio there, and here we had Libra. We have had a lot of Taurus energy as well, Libra there again. So we might have a situation where someone is coming back and asking for your forgiveness. And with Judgment, it might be that the dead needs to rise again. So you might need to go through this situation again. And it might not be with the same person, but a person that's worked with their soul group. So they're coming a new person with the same agenda that the previous person had. And so you're probably going to have to practice on this again. So try to be fair towards yourself, very clear-headed. Use your judgment skill. Be sure to not blind yourself with illusions. So be able to see red flags, but also not let yourself become over dramatic and suspicious. It's all about balance, being grown up, being mature, looking at the situation very grown up and mature. That's what's asked of you. So if the dead is rising, look at it with clear mind, and know that probably the same problem will appear again. And how do I want to handle it if I put aside anger and bitterness and my story? How do I really, am I ready to try again, to do this thing again with another person or with the same person? Or don't I have it in me just yet? We're going to have to do it sooner or later, but maybe not now. Maybe you still need more time in the desert, need more time on your vacation. Yeah, Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is a situation where we don't want to. So someone is asking you, can you please come out and play here, or, you know, come to dinner? And this person says, no, it didn't went well in the war, so I'm not going to come out ever and ever. So I feel maybe it's your other person that is a little bit touchy-feely. So they might reach out to you and then they relapse back in their old who are you kind of. No, I don't know who you are. Did I say that I wanted a second chance? I don't remember, because they are very touchy-feely, and they become, if they say something and they don't get immediate response or the right response from you, they might immediately go back into hibernation and lick their wounds again. It's a very over-emotional person. That's probably why you needed to work with the silky gloves before with this person, because they have been through some trauma which they haven't been able to deal with, and now the world is to blame. Much what you need to work with here and get over. And here we have a Two of Wands. So Two of Wands feels like the Leo energy coming from Page of Wands, Two of Cups, Two of Wands. So you're ready. Like, come and play with me, or don't come and play with me. My life is brilliant. I'm hearing a song, but it's a little bit suicidal. It's what I'm thinking. My life is brilliant. I don't have access to my right side brain when I do my readings, so this is a person I like to listen to, or did like to listen to. Sometimes you listen to something too much, but I don't remember. So my life is brilliant. I saw an angel. Of that I'm sure. Okay, so I will read James Blunt. Okay, so I can write that down too. So as always, I put these songs in the description box for you. If I find them, I put them there. So your life is actually brilliant. You might have been a little bit bored here with your life. So what's now when I had to kick out this person? My life is a desert here with the Seven of Cups. But it's brilliant, the divine says. And nothing is ended just because this relationship ended, or this you had to put an end to this situation that was taking a toll on you. So but you're ready for something new, you're ready for play, but you have very clear boundaries. She's nice here, but she can easily go into a volcanic eruption. So it's like you're calling out someone, but so it might be you that have gone and talked with this person because you were in this desert, and you engaged some kind of resurrection of something old. But in that case, they seem very reluctant to go with you. And if it's the other way around, they will be a little bit shifting like this, being like hot one day and cold the other day. And here we have a Three of Pentacles. So it comes underneath Nine of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Three of Pentacles. So it seems in a situation you're asked to again be very warm, generous, adult, strong. Don't let anyone disrespect you. Love yourself through and through. You can be cool about things. You don't have to go into the arguments. If someone says, I hate you for doing this, you can say, okay, I'm sorry you're feeling that way. What is it exactly that you're hating with the things I'm doing? So you don't have to, you know, go into a reaction here. You can be very calm and cool and warm and generous about this and let the other person have their personal drama. And you don't have to really be involved in the drama part. You can be involved in the we can solve this part. So again, you seem like you're walking ahead and teaching them something, but know that they are teaching you something in the same time. And here we have a Knight of Cups, that's Pisces. We have Libra, Pisces here. It might be that you have different suitors, that there might be, since something ended here, you might have indicated a new beginning. But I'm not entirely sure it's a new relationship. Sometimes when we're a little bit, if we are in a group of people, we have several people around us. If one relationship didn't work, we take it on with the next relationship. It might be Scorpio before and Pisces now. And what's coming in might be, I see Libra, and we had Taurus there, even if it's Leo in... and it can be another fire sign as well, of course. But so it might be that you will work with maybe two people simultaneously. Or it's the same person, but another go at it. So it can be three people involved in this situation. And in this case, maybe you haven't taken a firm decision on who you want to choose. So maybe you want one, but the other one is available. And it can be different situations to this. At this stage, it's just the Knight of Cups, so it's not super serious, but the karma behind is super serious. So you're a little bit playing with fire here. So try to engage yourself in these situations, but have a very awakened mind. So you don't deliberately hurt someone just because, well, it's nice to hang out. When maybe the other person is more, another person might have been waiting for you, you know, for lifetimes. And for you, it seems like, well, my life is brilliant, but come and play with me. We can do something fun. We can work it out. So try to be careful also with other people's feelings. And here we have a Nine of Wands. So I think this Knight of Cups person here is a person that will also be a little bit touchy-feely. They might, however, be much more serious with you than what we can see with the Four of Swords, Five of Pentacles person here. They might not have been so super serious. Might have been have Scorpio in their chart, and they were here to transform you like this, so you would be more adult. But themselves is still very much like a little child that hides from their parent in their room and sulking until they get their will through. And here you are in another situation, it feels, where you could, or maybe you have drawn this person out, or they were able to come out, but they are still very guarded and very scared. It's a fragile entity that can be looking very smart and manipulative. We have the foxtail here. They can be very cunning. But on the inside, it's a person that they have been forced to fight with something in their life. Maybe they have had big challenges that have made them very closed off. So there's a reason for everything. So don't expect too much from this person because they haven't healed. And don't be too... don't play with their heart either, because it's unnecessary at this stage, I think. So, I will take a card. I want to look into this other person's situation here to help you a little bit. Thank you. So, Apalala. You are peaceful being. Yes. Yeah, you need to be peaceful in this situation. Be peaceful, be truthful. Okay, super important to be truthful. Be peaceful and be truthful. So even if the person is a little bit dramatic, don't engage in the drama. Just be like, if they say, well, you didn't have time to meet up with me, and I thought that we were supposed to meet this weekend, you can say, well, I told you that maybe I was going abroad, or maybe I would be at home, so it was not personal towards you. And it doesn't have to be worse than that. The person will sober up, hopefully, and see that it's nothing to be upset about. So you can calm a situation down like that, and not have to feel guilty or feel stressed or you can feel very pulled back and forth in this situation. When this card is drawn forth, a sense of peace and new depths of serenity becomes truth for you. Simply breathe deeply and learn that your peaceful nature can become a daily source of delight and courage, of strength and beauty. Peace is like a quiet glade within, a sacred grove to which you can go and belong. Take strength and draw nourishment from this place within you, and be sure to visit it daily. Practice acts of peace within your life. Be strong, be free, be blessed, and be at peace. When you come into this place daily, all around you will benefit. All people around you will benefit. All situation around you will benefit. Do not mistake or confuse peace for inaction. Being a peaceful activist is one of the most dynamic and powerful choices a being can make in this world, now and ever. When all around you is drama and all within you feels in turmoil, go to the place and know the truth of your being is peace, is serenity, is bliss, and it's free. So it's yin and yang. It seems like you have a very important role into helping the humanity come into union. So you need to be the bigger person here. Be calmer than everyone else, cooler than everyone else, more warm and generous than everyone else, and have better boundaries than everyone else, and do the right thing more than everyone else, and see the truth more than everyone else. So it's a lot of responsibility. So I asked about the other person, so it might be the other way around as well. But I think that this is how you're advised to deal with this person that's very fragile, but still very, very curious about you, but fragile, and also they are touchy-feely. Okay, so they might become a little bit aggressive at times. So with the 9 of Wands there, just this 9 of Pentacles, it can also be a person that as soon as there's some drama, they disappear into hibernation with the Hermit. So this is also your card, intuition, trust, insight, awareness, and guidance. 41, the other one was 4. And I thought it was 1. Moving through the subtle realms of space within a moment, an illuminated being celebrates the feeling of being in the flow, in tune with higher currents and guided by light that comes from within. She embodies a quiet inner knowing with each dynamic step, following subtle signs and grounded messages from her body. She knows when and where to move and when to be still. She sees with all senses and dances within the grateful rhythm of life itself, intuition. So I think that was very clear and beautiful. So through all your challenges here and drama, you're supposed to be like a beacon on a stormy ocean. So you are the guiding light. And you are also the guiding light for yourself. So meditate a lot, be in mindfulness a lot, do the work with your thoughts, writing them down, also with your feelings, staying with your feelings, healing what your thoughts you were just thinking with your thoughts, because all hurt is just in your head. It's just in your head. It's just in your head. And it's very hard to know that, but it's your brain telling you that you are in pain. It's your brain telling you that you are in an unfair situation. It's your brain that tells you all these things. You can work with the brain and help it so it doesn't have to complain as much. So you don't have to stay in a situation that's horrible. And you need to take the consequences to leave those situations, even if you end up in the desert. In the desert, you will find peace. That you did this thing, you did this sacrifice, like with the hangman that we saw, and you were able to come into peace anyway. Even if your life became barren, in the barren land, you find your inner peace, you find your inner love, you find your tranquility, your harmony. You are able to find yourself. The blue sky, that's you. The vastness, the endless blue sky, that's you. So, my dear Leos, I hope this helps. I will probably drop pick a card readings and bonus readings while we're waiting for the next reading that I will perform in the middle of August for September. Time is flying. So until then, take really good care and bye-bye.